Mr. Bojangles.
It's so good to be back. It's so good to be back.
We missed you on Friday, but as is customary, once a month, Dr. Feldman sits in and does a great job. He has some great questions. We went into overtime. It was definitely food for thought, so I really dug it. But let's face it, there is nothing like you and me.
If you do say so yourself. It's just good to be back. It's good to be back in the swing of things. For me, it was, Thursday morning was kind of normal, but then from Thursday afternoon all the way to Saturday night, it was a recovery phase, or just trying to survive the bachelor party. And then glad to get recovered, because then we had a great Father's Day yesterday. So it was just awesome, and I'm just glad to be back in the routine.
Yeah, really, really, really cool. We do have a birthday, and she just showed up today. So Amy Cabrera, happy birthday to you. Shay, can I get some happy birthday music? Happy birthday to you. Birthday. I love June birthdays. So June 21st, which today is, would classify you, I believe, as a Cancer, as am I, because next Monday it's my birthday. So super jacked about that. We got tons of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. So Jesse Itzler's going out of his brain this morning. Yes. 8-7 in Philadelphia. Break up the Sixers again, man. Even with
can't get it. I think, and people talk about LeBron sometimes passing on a final shot or whatever. I think Ben Simmons had a opportunity for a wide open layup that he did not take the opportunity. And so when you pass on opportunity, things like that happen.
17 turnovers, terrible. How about this? I know there was golf and hockey and great stuff. But how about this? The Yankees ended their game with Oakland with a triple play. Show me a triple play.
This could be 1, 2, on to first. It's a triple play. They've done it again. 3 times a charm, and the Yankees win 2-1. Can you believe it?
Woo!
That's about as exciting as baseball gets for everybody.
I was going to say, there's not moments like that, but that's one of the reasons why you watch baseball, is occasionally you get one of those moments. And that leads us right to, we got to wake up to start this week, to kill this month. Let's go. Wake up.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Did you know me? Maybe then now listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking, top of thinking ahead. Come on now.
Good morning. Mark and I were having a great conversation about being present and also being able to go back and document the things that you did. So I want to talk about Father's Day. Can't talk about it enough. You guys were great to me on Thursday, but yesterday was a phenomenal day. Shay, show me some pictures of yesterday. What a fantastic day. We had all of the fathers, and for those of you who live in a complicated world like I do, there's lots of interruptions in relationships, but it was a great day. And Mark and I were having a conversation about whether to post that day.
I put a post out this morning, right? Because we have a rule that you should post at least one piece of content every single day. And yesterday I woke up at like 6 Kai came and got me out of bed, and he was up. So I laid in bed with him and watched Scooby-Doo. And then that led to us getting the house. Well, I also woke up to a clogged drain pipe from the AC that I then had to clean up the flood and do a whole bunch of stuff. But my point is that the day just kind of rolled, and people showed up, and I was grilling, and we were in the pool. And I never took a moment to stop and actually post anything about Father's Day or do my actual one post to LinkedIn like I normally do. And I said in my post, I said, I broke our rule yesterday. And I said, and it was actually really cool because it allowed me to be fully present for everything. I didn't take a minute away to write a post and make sure that the pictures were good or do anything that was necessary. And, you had an argument back to that you can do both. And I think the important part is that as long as you're documenting everything, you can always take the next opportunity to share it. We were still taking pictures. We were still commemorating everything. I just never took a second away to actually post anything. And it was a little bit out of my normal routine and a little bit different, but it was nice.
And I'm glad you did that. But I want to go back to, and this is proof of the pudding or proving your point. I want to go back to Father's Day. The first Father's Day celebration occurred in Washington State on June 19th, 1910. There was a lady who decided that, hey, there should be another holiday like Mother's Day to equal Father's Day. It became a federal holiday in 1972, which was mind-boggling to me that it was so late. I mean, that seems late that fathers got recognized. But, there was a lot of posts about the gift and the blessing of being a dad. There were lots of quotes. I came across 16 of the best fatherly quotes. I pulled 2 that I want to share today that are just so relevant. Number 1 by a guy, Jim Rosina, who's a writer. I have discovered very little in life that I am adept at doing. I cannot fix your car, repair your roof, or even drive a nail straight. That would speak clearly to me. However, I have given everything I have to being a father, and I happily stand back to see the results. So, wow, that one completely rang my bell. And then Reed Markham, another author, said, being a great father is like shaving. No matter how good you shave today, you still have to do it tomorrow. So it was really, really a special Father's Day. We don't normally get us all together, with guys.
No, and it was cool to have all the different, for me, like to have 3 different father figures. You obviously being my biological dad and my father.
You
Jim
don't know
being
fact, do you?
Jim, I think there's enough evidence here now to say that without the actual data, we can say that that's a fact. Jim being my stepdad, Justo being my father-in-law. And then I think, a shout out goes to the single moms or the moms who are single parents. Even if the dad is involved, when you are at home alone with your kids, you're playing both roles. You're the father and the mother. You're doing everything for them at that time. And we talked about it on the Father's Day show, whether you're a coach, whether you're a single parent, you don't have to be a man who's had a baby in order to be a father. You can be in any of those roles that just fill that position for somebody. And every one of those people should have been celebrated yesterday.
Love it. I absolutely love it. So moving on to today. Today is June 21st. And aside from it being Amy Cabrera's birthday, it is the first day of summer. It is called the summer solstice. Happens on June 21st. The winter one happens on December 21st. And what it simply means today is when there are more hours of daylight. So today is going to be a really long day, exacerbated by the fact that I was up and doing a presentation this morning to Asia at 3:30 this morning. So it's going to be a really long day for me. But one of those things about summer, I want to talk, it reminds me of music. It reminds me of vacations. There's lots of stuff. So let's start off with some summer motivational music.
Are we ready? Let's go. Take 5. Good vibration.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. softly smile. I know she must be kind. In her eyes, she goes with me to a blossom room. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations.
So I
Love
thought
it.
pretty appropriate.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You think of summer, you think of the beach. Lori hit it right on the head. What is summer without the Beach Boys? So we have the beach, we have more daylight, we have vacation. And when you think of vacation, you got to think of this.
There used to be a great tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remained a drug that's the high, not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine everything.
Russ,
Yeah, huh?
is it supposed to stay upside down like this?
So, amusement parks, vacations, all of this great stuff, and Greg Goldstein, thank you for sharing this. July 4th, the Beach Boys are doing a free concert on Lauderdale Beach. I have seen the Beach Boys. It is a fun concert. Now, granted, I saw them 15 or 20
Yeah, I was
years
gonna say 30 years ago.
We're going to wheel these guys out there and, hit those high pitches, be kind of crazy. But, it is kind of neat. So, we've got music, we've got all good feelings. Last night, we barbecued at your place. So here's where I want to go with all of this. This is not a time for salespeople to lay it down. So I started hearing this at the beginning of the June. Wow, everybody goes on vacation and, it's a downtime. So my numbers aren't going to be good. I'm not going to be able to get in touch with executives. Yada, yada, yada. Guess what? BS.
Yep.
Summer, I think, is the best time to be a salesperson. So comment, my son.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's an internal dialogue, or you're either looking for excuses on why you don't want to do the work, or you're looking for excuses on why things can't work for you. Either way, it's the wrong vision and the wrong perception. And any kind of work, any kind of success is all about consistency. And that doesn't mean you don't take vacation. It doesn't mean you don't take days off. But to qualify a third of the year as time off or a slow time or time when things can't be done creates a massive disruption in your consistency. And without consistency, there's no success.
So I love that. First of all, welcome back to Deanna Lee. She had been on hiatus. I reached out and said, where you been? So good to have you back, you and all your friends over at Synovus. So, this conversation starts with, leaders, entrepreneur, it's going to.
Who sets the expectation? Because I worked in an environment that the words were said to the entire staff. Oh, well, that you're not going to be able to reach anybody in the summer. And before you know it, you're going to blink your eyes and then it's holiday time and the whole year is gone. And I was like, you just summed up like 8 months into 2 sentences when work can't be done. Like, what kind of expectation is that for everybody who's sitting here following your lead?
So if you're already thinking that it's bad, guess what? You're right.
It's bad.
It's going to be really bad. I, on the other hand, think very differently. I've outlined 8 things that you can do, 8 to make you great. Do you have the list by any chance?
I do not.
You do not. So you're woefully unprepared for the first day of summer. Right?
I actually was going to tell you that I never got the file connected because it said, look at the file, but then we got involved in the conversation and never got it.
Oh, good. So I will start with the first one. 3 things: prospect, prospect, prospect. If there's a slowdown, for whatever reason, if the pace is a little slower, that should give you more time to do the things that set you up for success for the rest of the year. So no excuses, no excuses at all. This is our time.
I agree 1,000%. And that to me is like for off season in sports, you actually love the off season in sports because you get to get so much better at the fundamentals during that time because you're not worried about all of the other things that take you away from the fundamentals. So I agree 1,000% that I'm so happy when I don't have a day slam full of meetings because it allows me to really dive into LinkedIn, look at people's content, start creating conversations off of it. And that's the time that I think is the most fun and fundamental to our success.
So perfect. What a great retort. I mean, that's amazing. So you get it. Number one activity in sales. Most people don't do enough of it. Here's a time to do more of it. That's pretty simple. Right. Number 2 is have a strategy. Most of your competition already has their head in the sand. Get it, Beach Boys? Head in the sand.
Yeah.
Get ahead of them. If they're giving up, going, oh, I'm going to take 3 months off, zoom right by them by reaching out to people. Now you can say to me, oh, well, executives take vacation. They take a week. They take a 2 weeks. Yeah. No one's taking 3 months off. You know what I mean? So
in football, in college football coaching, we literally only got 3 weeks of vacation the entire year. And it was through the middle of June through the beginning of July. And even that time, everybody was connected to their phone still. Everybody was looking at recruits, talking to recruits, DMing on Twitter. There was still a lot of conversations being had. There maybe not a lot of work or a lot of decisions, but everything was being kept alive and there were still conversations happening.
I mean, totally. So, I had this conversation in one of my training sessions with the people at Conestoga Tile Company, which they've been great. It's been fun working with them, senior guys that are really developing an appetite for the new stuff. And they asked me, they said, hey, could we spend some time going over objections? So if you know what the objections are, you can hit them. We went through first thing, give me the objections. Now let's go through them. Are they genuine? Are they something that, hey, listen, things happen. You and I had a conversation about a genuine objection that someone had. Okay, that doesn't mean no, not now. So, this idea of understanding objections, this is your time.
Practice
is exactly
practice the situations, right? Like if it's slower and you've done a lot of prospecting already and you're like, well, I still have a lot of time. What can I do? Practice. Like, have you gone through have you reviewed your work and figured out what are the objections I'm getting? What are the reasons I'm not converting people to a virtual coffee? Let me look at what I'm saying in my messages. Is it time for me to update my language? Is it time for me to start talking in a different way? Is it time for me to add a new tool? Like, what is it that you can evaluate throughout your process and what you're doing to be successful to either add something new or take something away or get better at something?
Love that. I mean, so number 3, I think the executive mindset, having done this before, is people get in, do more before noon, do the same thing. Do more before noon. If people are in the office or taking calls before noon, they get their stuff done. That's been my mentality always, which is why I wake up early. I got a full day generally by 3. Now I'll have a full day by noon. So clearly, if you get ahead of it, you will get more results. I love this one. So if people are going on vacation, be prepared, like be an expert on vacations. Hey, where are you going? What are you doing? Who you doing it with? I can't think of a better rapport builder than either tell me where you're going or tell me about it when you get back. Hey, share with me. Where'd you go? What'd you do? What was great? So I just got back from New Mexico. I had a dynamite conversation with Justo yesterday. I didn't even know he lived in Albuquerque. I mean, so the connectivity of talking vacation is just one of those things you slip into your thing. Hey, are you doing a summer vacation?
Right.
What a great.
Or do some research on and look at some content or read some stuff about what's happening for people's summer vacations or what the trends are, where people are going, and share that with somebody else. Like, hey, I'm not sure if you have summer plans or not, but everybody's talking about doing this thing. Maybe it's something you and your family are interested in. It's another way to start a conversation. Like Ken Puncerelli, recommend restaurants to clients, common ground. Exactly. Pinpoint, perfect.
Understand the flow of the game. If people are thinking vacation, water, beach, music, go where they are.
Get in the conversation.
Unbelievable. So we're butt up against where we need to go. Two things I want to talk about. If you go on vacation, because now's the time that salespeople can take vacation, you can network on vacation. It's okay to have conversations with people who have their guard down, just want to talk and go, wow, what a cool thing. Look at Todd, right?
Yep.
Great opportunity for happy hour. We can go out again. You can do these things. So lots and lots of opportunity. But number one, I think, is now's the time to invest in yourself. Really learn more. Get better. Set yourself up for success in the fourth quarter. It's a lot of what basketball is, football is, sports is taking the time at halftime or third quarter to set up the end of the game. And their upskilling is classic. There's soft skills, there's hard skills. I spoke to HP this morning to a couple of hundred people who were just so grateful to have somebody clearly tell them how to use LinkedIn. It was, what a pleasure. So it's time to get better. And I will leave you all with this one quote, which I think Shay has. So just the actions you take now produces momentum. Understand it ain't happening from inertia. So any closing thoughts there, my son?
I agree 1,000%. I think, if you're not looking at this time with any kind of dip ever, but now especially in the summer, with the tools that are available to you in order to get better, like you don't even have to go buy the book anywhere anymore. You can listen to it on Audible. An Audible subscription gives you 2 new free credits a month to stack up your library of books, to listen to get better. The online learning platforms, dog training, sales training, it doesn't matter what you want. There is parenting. There's an online course for it now that makes it super accessible to you. You can watch it on your phone. You could be sitting at the pool, enjoying your vacation, listening and watching something and taking notes that's going to get you a little bit better. Invest in yourself. That is our motto. It's what we preach and teach daily, is that it's all about finding a way to get 1% better. Summer is not an excuse not to get 1% better. You should actually set yourself up for success to dominate the second half of the year when everybody else can't.
Love it. So shout out to Kim Swears. We will be taking next Monday off. We're doing it for my birthday. I'm taking the family out on a chartered yacht. That's the way to take advantage of the water, take advantage of your family, take advantage of all good stuff. So if you have needs and wants, reach out to Kim. She's awesome at taking care of that stuff. So if you want to be successful this summer, it's a choice. Look at my man, Mr. McGregor. Some of my sales team's greatest success are in the summer months. It's a different attitude. Chill, put on your short sleeve shirt, feel good. But guess what? If you want to be successful, it's on you. If you want to be unsuccessful, it's on you. You guys have an awesome start of the summer. Go out and enjoy the sunshine, the lightness, and let's get down to business.
Mama, please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million